O le launga I le swafo le atua tolutas pa ia. Amene. O le upo le atua mo I tātou le nei afiafi. The text for our Bible talk this afternoon is from 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. Ioane mua muamata upo e wha, au le whai upo e suluma le ono. O I tātou foi, wa tātou I loa ma ua wha atua tua, I le alofa wa I le atua, ia te I tātou. O le atua, o le alofa lava ia. O le tu mau I le alofa, wa tu mau ia I te tono le atua. O le atua foi, o I te tono ia te ia. That's an amazing passage. This month's sermon series at the Christian Worship Center is You Are Highly Favored by God. E alofa ngia tele oe e le atua. Ma o le manatu au tu fo I le nā o le launga le nei pō. You are highly favored by God, American Samoa. E alofa ngia tele le atua oe America Samoa. Last week, I'm pretty sure many churches celebrated Valentine's Sunday. Here at the Christian Worship Center, our ministries prepared a big program for that Sunday, and it was awesome. It was great. We had a lot of fun, a lot of tears, a lot of joy, a lot of love was shown. O le wha mamafo le nā asusa, le Valentine's, o le alofa, ua tino mai I ngā ioinga le lei, ua mawhai o na whaia. Love that had actions. Everyone showed their love in some shape or form. Testimonies, songs, gifts, and tears of joy and love. O lona winga, e le ingata I na o ni langona lilo o I te tono le loto. E le ingata fo I na o upu mawha matalanga. Beita iane, o le alofa, love that showed up in our actions. Amen? And that's what we focused on Valentine's Sunday. Doing something for someone because you really, really love them. Not really trying to prove your love to or for someone with a gift. Beita iane, o le alofa ua whaalia yo tātou a mionga mangaluenga le lei ua e whaia. Love that shows up in your actions. Our passage says this evening, in those actions of love that you do with all of your heart, it shows that God is in you and you are in God. O lo alofa e whaali atu I tangata. Wailo ai e tasi le lua loto ma le atua. And when it's done right, the person on the receiving end knows how you feel, whether or not you ever give them a gift. And you know, many times, the gift that you give them doesn't really matter because the real gift is your love. Le mea ta ua lea o loo ia te oe, o lo walofa. Le mea ta ngata lea o loo ia te oe, o le whaali atu o le alofa. E whai ngata o na so o na vatu fua I se tangata. Au lea ua e foa I atu, I le ua e alofa atu I ai. And that's the real meaning of Valentine's, in our opinion, that we celebrated last week. Love. Love is the gift itself. You know our passage this evening. O le māneia I o le whaaliliwina o le whai upu lea e o tātou tua from 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. It says, O le tu mau I le alofa, wa tu mau ia I te tonu le atua. Those words I like to emphasize. I te tonu. In God. O na whai u leo le whai upu. O le atua foi. O I te tonu. Ia te ia. We are in God as well. That's an amazing testimony. That's an amazing tautinonga. That's an amazing truth. What is the truth? The Greek word is meno. Now it can mean dwell or abide. So in other words, ole wing ole upu, it's living in one another or agreeing with one another. Isengangana lata mai, wano nofo whaatasi, po se mali lienga wa whai whaatasi, po se whengainga foi wa osi whaatasi, o leo wa mali lie, o le a whaia le mele e tasi, wa tasi e le loto, o le alea, o le alofa. I really like the way our forefathers translated this beautiful passage, because now we have to interpret it as those who remain in love, and God is in their hearts, and they are in God's heart as well, agreeing together, living in one another, in love. Amen. In other words, we can only be in God in our faith in Jesus, but that faith has to have works of love. We can't go away from this truth now. For my Paulo, ole fatua tua, utawa mietono ina itaua. Ole fatua tua ya Yesu, na amata ina ai lutafa ortanga. And it's only in God's grace, in and through Jesus, that can initiate and give you and I our salvation. So God had to start it. Start our salvation in Jesus. And our faith in Jesus, amen. Familia apostolo Jacopo, eleos fatu tua mate, eleos fatu tua be, ai fatu tua e fua main ingal wenga lofa, amen. But I think the biggest problem for many Christians, lofa, it's something not many can really give away freely. Love is something that most people can't give outside of their own families and close friends. And I believe that's human nature. Yeah, it makes a love tangata lo fa sangatau mai. For many people, it's only the special people in our hearts, the special people in our lives, that we will give them our loves. People that would most likely love us back. I can say, they don't give it out for free. Either people have to earn their love, people have to earn their trust, or they love someone because they're family or they're very close friends. Amen? And I believe that's a universal truth. O ilato umafoi o alo lofa. They've been born from God. And they know God. Then verse 8 says, if you don't show love to everyone, you don't know God, because God is love. And that love is for everyone. Man, that's really hard to do for many, especially showing our love to those who are going against us, right? Just giving away your love for free, something that's precious to you. Ia. A ele foa I fua atu le lofa I tangata uma. E te le iloa le atua. That's crazy love, right? Well, my question is, what about God? Did God ever show this kind of love for you and I? Yes. Yes, He did, Samoa. God gave Himself so that we can have life everlasting. Ale na moli mawaile fai evangelio Ioane. A wawa whaape lava o na lofa mai o le atua I le lalolangi. Wa ia au mai ailo na ateli e toa tasi. Ina ia le whano se tasi e whaatua tua ia te ia. A ia maua e ia le ola whaavavau. Amen. That's love in action. Wrapping yourself up as a gift of sacrifice so that someone else can live. O le lofa le atua e le eise tau e mawhai o na whaatau inai. Something that can never be bought. God's love. Ai o le wafua I fua mai ina ia le whano ai tā ua Amerika Samoa. A tā te maua ai le ola I tua atu o le neolanga. Something that only God can give out. And He has given it out to you and I for free. Now let me ask you, why would God love us so much when we keep rejecting Him all the time? Well, God is only responding out of who He really is. And God is love. And God will always respond in love. What is love? Well, for my apostolo o Paulo, e ono sa ile alofa, e angamalu, e le losi le alofa, e le mita vale le alofa, e le fa fefete ina, e le a mio matanga, e le sa ilia e ia na lava mea, e le fa ita ngofie, e le fa itau leanga ua tu ina mai e nisi, e le fia le alofa I le a mio leanga, a e fia I le fa maoni. Then Paul goes on to say to the Corinthians, o le alofa, e la vatia mea uma, e le aise mea ngata mai ai, no boundaries, I lona fa tuatua, malona fa moe, malona ono sai. Le opele le nipo, o le alofa le na faali mai a Yesu Keriso. O le alofa le e te tau na whaavai ai lo wola kerisiano. No boundaries. E le ngata I langona lilo te tono lo lava loto. E le ngata I na o opa matalanga tātou te whaia. Au le alofa wha maoni. E tino mai I ngā luenga alofa. Love that shows up in your actions. Ngā luenga le leia te whaia. E le aise mea ngata mai ai. No boundaries. E ola ai se uso o mana o mir tā whesoasoani. Amene? A tone manatu nisi e lema whai ona o so ona tuu watu lo walofa I so stangata. Ia wao se me pele ya te au. What if I get rejected? O se me tangata ya te au. My love. E le so ona foa I fu atu. I don't give it away for free. Well, o le utato yai I le vaitau, o le leni. What is the Lent? Fast food waso ai le I o atu le sao le toitu, le sao le seta. The number 40 in the Bible, it represents a time of cleansing, a time of renewing, a time of preparation for something great God has in store for you. 40 days in the wilderness. Sa tā pene ina ai le atua Israelu mo le nuu fola ina. Na whaapa ia ina ai le nuu. Ma whaafo wina ai le maftanga o le nuu o le atua ma le atua soifua. 40 days Jesus was in the desert fasting. a time for cleansing, renewing, and preparing for His great mission to save you and I. Samoa. It's a spiritual time, a time for cleansing, a time to renew your fellowship with God and with others. This is the time to prepare ourselves for something great that God has prepared for you and I. Resurrection Sunday. We fast and we give something up that we cherish as a sacrifice to cleanse, to renew, and prepare ourselves. Why don't you sacrifice? Why don't you give away? You know, Jesus said, that'll be an awesome sacrifice you will be doing for the Lord in this season of Lent. E te whaali atua I tangata uma, e te iloa le atua. Ono lo alofa wha mauni atu I soo se tasi. Le alofa le atua I le whailonga tangata. Ia wha pēnā fo I lo alofa. Aua ne I whailonga tangata. Ai alofa atu I soo se tasi. Now, I know many of us are going through a lot of challenges. Maybe some of us have recently lost loved ones. Iai fo ini so I tātou wa mata ona fisilingia. Po I whea le fina ngalo le atua. Ono mea wa tutupu, tutono ainga, au lotu. No u mai ka le sia. A tonu wa telefoi, lui whaingatā. Wa tātou tawivi ai le nei vai tau. So many different challenges. Leo pele. I'm encouraging you right now to lift up your heads. Morning is coming. There is more to the story of the gospel. If you lost a loved one, don't forget, death is not the end of the story of Jesus, but the victorious resurrection of God through Jesus Christ. Amen. God has prepared a great place in heaven for all of the faithful. Remember, everyone, in grief and in glory, God remains faithful to who He is. He is love. For those who are facing a lot of challenges, like I said, morning is coming. And you will witness how God would change your challenges to victories. I say, because God is love, and you are favored by God. You are God's Valentine. Taimina wa onga elementary. Masani na fayo mato tusi alofa. We wrote little Valentine letters and cards. Matufa atu ile vasenga. On the cards, it would say, will you be my Valentine? Masani unatali. Isifa now, yes, I will be your Valentine. And then we give each other hugs and little Valentine candies. You are highly favored by God. Jesus is calling you this evening to be His Valentine. How do you respond Well, you should respond, Jesus, yes, I will be your Valentine. But how? By your love for everyone that shows up in actions. Love that shows up in actions. When you do this, you show the world that you are in God and God is in you. You show the world that you know God and olewe fa'aliatu e ale yo fa'atinonga lofa. American Samoa, you are highly favored by God. Now go out and show God's love to everyone. Show that God is faithful to who He is. God of love to you and I. Ono Yesu. Amen.